Hello, welcome to another Commander Deck flip through. So as promised, now I've got to the end of going through all of the yearly Commander decks that I purchased over about, 10, 11 years. I've looked back round because the last two yearly Commander decks that I had, acted as sort of sandwich where in the middle between them was when they did the Year of Commander, where they decided to release two decks in all of the other sets that they'd released. So we have, this week we've got Zendikar Rising, which we'll have next week. So I'll do the first deck next week, and then after that there's a couple of the Commander Legends decks, and then the two Kaldheim decks that they released as well. So I'll just do one a week. And like I said, there were only two for these. They were slightly lower price point, and I suppose you could say this to me was almost like Wizards trying out the idea of having Commander products as the theme deck instead of things like Planeswalker decks or intro decks or theme decks themselves. Obviously, I think as time went on, maybe thematically things were a little bit tighter. But to be honest with you, after this point, so once they'd released the Kaldheim decks, I didn't buy any more decks, that revolved around the set. After then the following yearly Commander product, and that was the last Commander deck I ever bought. So yeah, I've not really paid a lot of attention to the makeup of the decks and how tightly they align to the themes of the sets, and that's what I'm getting at. So only one commander in these, you don't get multiple commanders. So I'll go through. You can see that main commander is foil. There's no special oversized cards or heavier cards that you might have seen in other decks that I've done, other commander decks. And then we'll move on to, let me just make sure you can see the full there. Then we'll move on to, firstly, other legends that form the main sort of other 99 in the deck, and then higher to lower rarities of everything else. Now you will notice there we've already seen a couple of legends which were on colour, but they just weren't a tight enough theme, I don't think, to be considered to be or intended as alternate commanders. But you saw that we didn't get many legends generally. But plenty of scope to play around with other themes, obviously, and purchase other cards, which is obviously the main reason why Wizards put these out, is to sort of whet your appetite for a particular format and then get your cracking packs, cracking packs I suppose, really, because that's where the money comes from. Any singles they sell they don't sell them as singles, so that'd be the secondary market. So moving through here, it's pretty interesting cards. It might be the case that also you see a lot more like Commander usual suspects in these decks. Because I think generally, the decks were cheaper to buy, which was great, but also as a consequence, the value of the cards in the decks generally was lower. I think there were a few surprises here and there from what I remember, but it was, I don't know if predictable is the right word, but I think anybody that is involved in the format will sort of know what I mean with this product. It was very much aimed at people that were new to the format, probably hadn't bought any of the other Commander product, and just an easy way of getting in. to these. I had these all sleeved up in these nice sort of, these are heavy, you know, duty sleeves. They're not the penny sleeves, and they've got the nice sort of non-slip back to them as well. But I always like the ones where you can see the back of the magic card for some reason. And I'm assuming, I don't know if you had those, yeah, you might be able to. I'm just thinking if you also had those clear tight fit cards, you might be able to probably double sleeve these if you felt so inclined. So already we're onto our lower rarities, onto our uncommons. I think also there was slightly less new cards, well, probably considerably less new cards actually printed for these particular commander decks. They obviously dialed back on that. I mean, obviously part of the reason was there was only 2 decks, but I think generally they, for each deck, they cut back on the number of new cards. Yeah, this one I didn't mention. This was called Land's Wrath, actually, the name of the deck. Yeah, I almost forgot they had names. I will include a link to these. Obviously, I unboxed these. That way, you can get a bit of a better idea when I did the unboxings. Exactly what the theme of the deck was, and you'll also be able to see the rules text. You know, these are, as you know, these sort of Saturday deck flip throughs are always decks that I've been through already in a previous video, and I'm just really interested as I'm acting as a, you know, alongside my Friday artwork video, where we're focusing more on the artwork side of things. And obviously the land. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they did here land-wise. That's a Naya Charm. Actually, I think I misspoke at the start. Yeah, of course, this is a red, green, white deck, so there isn't any legendary cards here that are red, specifically red, green, white. They're all like red, green. So I would be sort of stuck with that commander anyway. Make a slight adjustment here. I don't normally do this, but the stack's quite a bit higher because of the sleeves on them. I'm sure now you're recognising lots of Commander usual suspects. Also probably, I don't know on this whether it's noticeable so much. With that, I'm trying to remember with this whether they did anything sort of weird with the, yeah, they did actually, You probably already spotted it, even though I didn't point out, but some of the cards have the set symbol for the Zendikar Rising actual set itself, whereas the vast majority of these have the symbol for the Zendikar Rising Commander Deck. I'll see if there's been, I think, at least one already, which was a Zendikar Rising card. I don't know if we'll see any more. If we do, I'll point it out. Okay, so yeah, red, green, white. We've got Jungle Shrine in here. And there's Myriad Landscape. And you can see we've got the original Ravnica block bounce lands, which are very popular generally in Commander decks. Well, the ones that Wizards, certainly the ones, the precons that Wizards release as Command Tower. So we're moving on to our lower rarities. And we have Terramorphic Expanse and Evolving Wilds. And Naya Panorama, which was this fetch lands, in this case for Mountain, Forest and Plains cards. And some Guild Gates, again making up, so we have all of these for the three colours. And you can see here actually the land have the set symbol on them for Zendikar Rising. So let's see how generous they are with these. So first piece of artwork. There we go, so one piece of artwork, a different one for forests. And the same actually all the way through for forests. There we go. And then on to plains. So yeah, just one piece of artwork per colour of mana. I'm actually not sure what the set had off the top of my head. Whether we were down to 2 at this point or even 1. Actually, what didn't this set have? Was this one of the Zendikar sets that possibly had full art land? I'm trying to remember in the various products. So, get tokens with it. So, Sapling and a Beast. Sapling and a Beast. Sapling and another Beast. This is going to be Sapling and a Beast. Elemental and an Elemental. Well, at least they had different artwork anyway. That's funny, Elemental on both sides. Are they different ones though? Yeah, one's a 2/2, okay. And the other is a 5/5. We've got a core ally and a bird. That's nice artwork for a bird. Core ally and a bird. Core and a bird. And then this, it's obviously not anything to do with the deck. It's simply, very, very simplified instructions. Yeah, long gone are the quite extended instructions on how to play Magic. I don't know if you go back to around the time of the Deck Builders Toolkits and other product where you always get the same sort of folder about how to play Magic. So there we have it. Hopefully enjoyed that flip through. It was interesting to see these decks compared to what we normally do. And as I've said, there were probably a couple of cards in here which had, beyond what we saw for the basic lands there, which had the Zendikar Rising set symbol on them. Like, well, there's one, Roiling Regrowth, but no doubt you spotted other ones in there. But the vast majority of them all were the symbol for the that was used to signify it was a Zendikar Rising Commander Deck card. So thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in a future video.